I'm Sneha Koshi. According to the data from Bihar government's caste-based survey, 34% of all families in Bihar survive on less than 6,000 rupees per month, and 42% of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe households live in poverty. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar proposed to extend caste reservation to 65% in the state.
A day full of big announcements in the Bihar Assembly. It started with the Bihar government releasing socio-economic data related to their caste-based survey. As per the report, Bihar has 215 castes and nearly 80% literacy rate. 34% of families earn up to 6,000 rupees a month. Nearly 4% families earn up to 50,000 rupees a month. Over 42% of all scheduled caste families fall under the poor category, and 25% of general category families are poor. Later in the day came another big announcement where CM Nitish Kumar proposed to raise the reservation quota from 50 to 65%. Bihar cabinet has now approved the revised reservation quota proposal with 20% quota for scheduled castes, 2% quota for scheduled tribes, 18% quota for OBC category and 25% quota for EBC category.
50% है अनुसूचित जाति अनुसूचित जनजाति का 10%। पर कास्ट का आप देखिएगा तो आपको संख्या का पता चलेगा। अनुसूचित जाति जनजाति के लिए जब 100% का आरक्षण जो हम बता दिए हैं तो पिछड़े और अति पिछड़े वर्ग के लिए आरक्षण बढ़ना नहीं चाहिए भाई।
BJP is treading cautiously on the sensitive caste survey report.
इसी सदन में हम लोग बैठे थे, पूरी सहमति से जताई, महोदय डेलीगेशन गया, उसमें भी हमने भागीदारी किया। गरीबों के हित में हमेशा हम साथ खड़े हैं महोदय। हर तरह की योजनाओं में भारतीय जनता पार्टी पूरा समर्थन करती है महोदय। ये अनुभव की किताब रखने वाले लोग से हम कहना चाहेंगे कि विचार ऐसा रखें जिस विचार पर लोग विचार करें।
Bihar is the only state which has conducted a caste survey and gone ahead with the announcement of raising quota. Opposition parties of the India bloc have demanded a nationwide caste census and say this will become an election issue in 2024.
In the days to come, now BJP in Bihar as well as in center, they will have to do some kind of tightrope walking, because in the discussion today, most of the BJP members, they in fact urged Nitish Kumar to increase the quota for OBC and EBC, and it is till the time this matter is legally or otherwise resolved, everyone is going to put pressure on BJP that you ratified this hike in quota sooner than later.
Manish Kumar, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Now, Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar's bizarre comments on the role of women's education in population control has been defended by none other than his deputy, Tejaswi Yadav. His boss, Mr. Yadav, claimed was talking about sex education that's taught in schools, and his comments should not be misconstrued. Speaking in the State Assembly about women's education, the Chief Minister used language that has been described as vulgar and derogatory by the BJP. The Chief Minister made the remarks while explaining why Bihar's fertility rate has dropped from 4.2 to 2.9%.
एक बात बता दे, इसका कोई अगर कोई गलत मतलब निकालता है तो ये गलत बात है। एक तरह से जो भी मुख्यमंत्री जी का बयान आया जो सेक्स एजुकेशन के बारे में, और जब भी सेक्स एजुकेशन की बात की जाती है तो इसकी लोग जो है शर्माते हैं, हिचकते हैं, तो उससे लोगों को बचना चाहिए। तो स्कूलों में पढ़ाई होती है भाई, साइंस बायोलॉजी ये तो स्कूलों में पढ़ाई होती है, बच्चे पढ़ते हैं भाई। तो हमको लगता है अगर सेक्स एजुकेशन की अगर बात है, उनका कहने का मतलब आबादी कंट्रोल जो है क्या करना है, वो प्रैक्टिकली बात जो भी आती है उन्होंने अपना बात किया। तो इससे लोगों को गलत तरीका में नहीं लेना चाहिए, एतराज नहीं लेना, बट इट शुड बी मोर टेकन एज अ सेक्स एजुकेशन।
हम लोग भी इस पर आपत्तिजनक करते हैं, और ये जो मर्यादा से अलग उठ के और मुख्यमंत्री जी शब्द बोलने हैं, इसको हम लोग निंदा करते हैं। सारे महिला पूरे बिहार के महिला हो, विदेश की महिला, सबके हम लोग बिहार के महिला निंदा करते हैं। ये अपजनिक बात नहीं बोलना चाहिए। अरे आप लोग को हम लोग कहे थे भारतीय जनता पार्टी जनगणना, हम लोग भी थे, पूरे भारतीय जनता पार्टी आपको समर्थन किए और ये शब्द बोल रहा है। जब इधर से बोला गया था से आपने जनगणना पर बोलिए और नीतीश कुमार जी मुख्यमंत्री जी ऐसा शब्द बोला है, आप लोग भी सुने हैं, सभी लोग सुने हैं। जब हम बाल बच्चे के बेटा बेटी की जब शादी करेंगे तो परिवार बढ़ेगा और उसके हम उच्चारण और विधानसभा में करेंगे।
And Chhattisgarh and Mizoram voted to pick their next government. Assembly polls in 5 states are being seen as a semi-final to the big contest. This is the first phase of polling in Chhattisgarh. Chhattisgarh recorded turnout of around 71%, which is around 6% less than 2018, while Mizoram recorded over 77% turnout, again down by around 3%. And a man was killed and 3 others injured when Union Minister Prahlad Patel's car met with an accident in Madhya Pradesh. The minister too has suffered minor injuries. The central minister, who is a candidate in the November 17th Madhya Pradesh polls, was travelling from Chhindwara to Narsinghpur when the accident took place. The man who died in the accident has been identified as Niranjan Chandravanshi. He was a teacher and was returning home with his 2 children. And as Delhi is engulfed in a cloud of smoke and as pollution chokes the national capital, stubble burning was seen as the main villain. A latest report on Delhi's toxic air quality has pointed out that stubble burning alone could not have led to this alarming spike in Delhi's air pollution levels if local factors including vehicle emissions had not already poisoned the national capital's skyline. As millions continue to suffer from high pollution levels in the Delhi NCR region, research by the Centre for Science and Environment has revealed that PM 2.5 levels rose by a staggering and unprecedented 68% within 24 hours on November 2nd, 2023 in Delhi NCR.
You have done a research analysis as to why when we woke up on 2nd November, we saw a thick cloud of smoke, a smog all around Delhi NCR region. What was the reason? Why do you think it happened?
Absolutely. So when that happened and we looked at the data, we were stunned by the speed with which the pollution levels had increased that day. Within 24 hours, PM 2.5 levels had gone up by by about 68%.
The unprecedented spike in PM 2.5 levels was recorded at a time when the share of stubble burning in Delhi's PM 2.5 level was gradually declining. Data released by the official agency SAFAR shows the percentage contribution of stubble burning in Delhi's PM 2.5 concentration was around 25 to 26% in the last few days, lower than previous years. The highest single-day contribution of farm fires was at 34% in 2022, 48% in 2021, 42% in 2020, 44% in 2019, and 58% in 2018.
The contribution of parali burning to the PM 2.5 level is also lesser this year as of now, as of today, vis-a-vis what we saw in last 2-3 years. Does that mean that now the sources of this increase in pollution are internal to Delhi and not external as has always been alleged in the past?
Absolutely. That means that the bulk of the pollution is still coming from the local sources or the regional sources around Delhi.
Environment experts say that among the internal sources of pollution, the contribution of vehicles in Delhi's pollution levels is up to 50% to 60%, which is very alarming. Meanwhile, it's the ordinary Delhi resident who is suffering.
सर्दियाँ होनी स्टार्ट हो गई, सर दुखना स्टार्ट हो गया, आंखों से पानी वानी आना स्टार्ट हो गया। फिर मैं तुरंत डॉक्टर के पास रिकमेंड करवाया खुद को कि हाँ देखते डॉक्टर क्या बोलते हैं। तो उन्होंने बताया कि ये पोल्यूशन का बस दिक्कत है, तो मैं उसके लिए मास्क भी कैरी कर रहा हूँ अपना।
देयर इज अ फीलिंग के वो अंदर हमको इफेक्ट तो कर ही रहा होगा।
डर लगता है प्रदूषण से।
एंड चेस्ट पेन वगैरह सब कॉमन इशू है।
Clearly, the challenge to find a long-term solution to deal with the growing impact of pollution in Delhi NCR region is rising. In Delhi, with camera person Rakesh Singh, Himanshu Shekhar's report for NDTV. And as Israel marks 1 month since Hamas attack that killed 1,400 Israeli nationals and 10,000 Gaza residents, as per Hamas, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu has ruled out any possibility of a ceasefire, but adds that they will consider humanitarian pauses.
The dead and injured being pulled out from the rubble in Khan Yunis, a southern Gaza locality. According to reports, at least 23 people were killed in 2 overnight strikes in the South Gaza areas of Rafah and Khan Yunis. In an interview with a US media network on Monday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that Israel would consider tactical little pauses in the Gaza war to facilitate the entry of aid or the exit of hostages. However, Netanyahu again rejected calls for a general ceasefire, adding that Israel would need security responsibility over Gaza for an indefinite period after the end of the war. It's been a month since Hamas attacked Israel and killed more than 1,400 people, paving the way for the most brutal Israel-Palestine conflict yet. The conflict has killed more than 10,000 people in the Palestinian enclave, according to the Hamas-run health ministry. Tragically, more than 4,000 children have been killed. Women and children make up a majority of the victims who have died due to Israel air raids. Global powers are scrambling to put an end to the relentless killings. However, no real breakthrough has been achieved. The UN chief has called for a $1.2 billion aid to provide relief to civilians trapped in Gaza. But with restricted flow of aid trucks into the enclave, there's not much that the agency can do.
The nightmare in Gaza is more than a humanitarian crisis. It is a crisis of humanity. The intensifying conflict is shaking the world, rattling the region, and most tragically, destroying so many innocent lives.
On the other hand, the Israeli Defense Forces continue with their ground invasion of Gaza as civilians run for cover when bombs are dropped. How long this war will drag on is a question that is difficult to answer. With Vishal Vivek, Bureau Report, NDTV.
It's time for a short break. On the other side, news and updates.
एक्चुअली में बहुत ज़बरदस्त मैच हुआ. हम लोग अनएक्सपेक्टेड, हम लोग लगा कि शायद स्टार्टिंग जिस तरह से अफगानिस्तान ने दी है, जिस तरह अफगानिस्तान खेली है, तो तब से हम लोग को लगा नहीं कि मैच ऑस्ट्रेलिया जीत सकती है, जबकि 5 विकेट भी गिर गया था उसका. उसके बाद मैक्सवेल की जो पारी हमने देखने मिली है, ऐसा लग रहा हम लोग को वर्ल्ड कप वसूल हो गया.
It was awful to see Maxwell, who obviously had some serious back problem, and just watching him in incredible pain and not being able to run between the wickets. But like a true Aussie, like that, the style that we love, just go, I'm not walking off injured, I'll just head it over the fence instead.
And among all the excited enthusiasts, I'm also being joined by Vimal Mohan right now, who was absolutely equally excited, if not more, when we first spoke to him. Vimal, what are the highlights?
Yeah, I'm completely supremely excited, and as you said, this was one of the best knocks. But if you could, if you allow me, I would like to read what Sachin Tendulkar said about it, and he said, "From max pressure to max performance, this has been the best ODI knock I've seen in my life." If Sachin, the Master Blaster, is saying that he has seen the best inning, we could probably compare it with Kapil's 175 in 1983 World Cup, or NatWest Finals Caste's knock, or Virat Kohli's last year knock against Pakistan. But obviously this is one of the best knocks I have ever seen, or what I could remember. So and Maxwell, you could see, he was completely immobile, and despite that he was playing shots all around the corner. There was no clue for the Afghanistan team, but despite the fact that they were playing a brilliant match against the 5-time champion, but Maxwell made us believe what is incredible, unbelievable stuff he has shown in this match.
Right. Vimal, you've kept this extremely short in comparison to all the praise that's coming in. Thank you very much for all the details. Now, switching gear, co-working giant WeWork filed for bankruptcy in the United States. The company struggled to recover from the effects of COVID-19 on the economy and its failed initial public offering in 2019. The New York-based corporation filed a Chapter 11 filing in New Jersey, stating that its assets and liabilities were between $10 billion and $50 billion.
Office sharing company WeWork has officially filed for bankruptcy in the US today. From being a $47 billion startup to turning bankrupt, what really didn't work for WeWork? NDTV spoke to analysts who believe, to put things simply, the pandemic for starters hurt the co-working business model. They also said WeWork's mismanaged IPO attempt and debts piled in US and Canada in particular added to the woes. Interestingly, some experts felt an idea that in 2010 got a huge thumbs up and was backed by SoftBank went into a vicious circle of unrealistic expansion plans. Now experts feel WeWork failed to recognize that success in one location didn't guarantee triumph everywhere. A one-size-fits-all approach was fundamentally flawed in an industry where location is pivotal. While WeWork Inc. has said global operations will continue as usual for now, WeWork India has said they operate independently of WeWork Global and the bankruptcy warning won't affect them.
Now to the world of conversational artificial intelligence. The company that made this term popular and the technology much in demand, OpenAI, held their first Developer Day conference in San Francisco and made a whole bunch of announcements.
The app that updated how the entire world functions just got updated. OpenAI ने अपने large language models के updates को reveal किया अपने developer conference में. And what is getting everyone excited is ChatGPT-4 Turbo. GPT-4 Turbo की trained knowledge base April 2023 तक updated है. And क्योंकि GPT-4 का contextual window processing power अब पहले से बहुत ज़्यादा है, GPT-4 Turbo becomes much more capable because it supports a 128,000 context window. ये roughly translate होता है into 300 pages of text में. So imagine, you can feed an entire book as a prompt to GPT-4 Turbo and ये आपको contextual answers दे पाएगा. And according to OpenAI themselves, because they've optimized performance, GPT-4 Turbo offer करता है 3x तक pricing reduction for input tokens. And because of the multiple other APIs that can plug into the environment, GPT-4 Turbo with Vision, as an example, can accept images as inputs अपने chat completions API में. इसके अलावा दूसरे अपडेट्स भी हैं GPT-4 Turbo में, जैसे function calling, much improved instruction following, a dedicated JSON mode, reproducible outputs and much more. OpenAI ने एक Assistants API भी रिलीज किया है. इस नए Assistants API में नई capabilities हैं, जैसे कि code interpreter, contextual retrieval methods and function calling. इस API के यूसेज से आप ChatGPT के कस्टम वेरिएंट्स डिजाइन कर सकते हैं, जिनको कंपनी GPTs बोलकर प्रमोट कर रही है. As always, OpenAI ने प्रॉमिस किया है कि आपके इनपुट्स प्राइवेट एंड सिक्योर रहेंगे and that the models are not trained on the data users enter.
Well, that's all we have for you in this bulletin. Thank you for watching.